The biggest fight of the year is officially happening. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is locked in for September 2025. But just when fans thought everything was set, Floyd Mayweather has stepped in with a warning that could shake things up. After months of speculation and non-stop buzz, Turi Alec has confirmed that the highly anticipated showdown will take place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the ultimate venue for a fight of this magnitude. But don't expect this to be a simple battle of skill and respect. The tension has skyrocketed, and things took a dramatic turn at the Saudi airport, setting the stage for an explosive rivalry.
My response to Turkey is this. Yesterday, they text me. They text me and say, we can talk about the fight in February with Crawford. Yeah. They text me yesterday, and I say, look, I'm not gonna talk about any other fight. I'm focused 100% on this fight. Look, I don't like the way he talk, and I'm not in this position because of any. I'm in this position. If he wants to work with me, it's in my way, not in their way.
What was
I don't
he
need it.
What didn't you like about how he approached? Like, what was
It's not the way to approach. It's not the way to approach to me. Look, I respect everybody and I respect Turkey, but look, if he wants to work with me, it need to be.
The two undisputed champions were on their way to meet Turki Al-Sheikh to finalize details for their highly anticipated September fight. However, before they could even reach his residence, tensions flared up right at the airport. Terence Crawford expected a professional exchange, maybe a handshake or some light conversation, but Canelo had other plans. He completely ignored Crawford, walking past him as if he wasn't even there. And if there's one thing we know about Crawford, it's that he doesn't let disrespect slide. Wasting no time, Crawford stepped up to confront Canelo, making it clear he wasn't about to be brushed off. But instead of keeping things civil, Canelo escalated the situation. Reports say he got right in Crawford's face, fists clenched, looking ready to throw down on the spot. Their teams had to step in immediately, with security rushing to separate them before the airport turned into an all-out brawl. But where does Floyd Mayweather fit into all this? Well, ever since this fight was confirmed, Mayweather has been keeping a close eye on Crawford, and his involvement might just shake things up even more.
You bringing up Canelo, I think that's weird, because you'd have to gain 20 pounds?
Yeah.
But they say that's the money fight. That's the mega fight. That's the money fight. That's the only thing that makes sense for Terence Crawford.
Well, catch weight. We can do something at a catch weight.
What weight you think?
Probably like 160 or something.
But you said you said 154 is the highest you want to go.
Yeah, 158, 60.
Rumors are swirling that Floyd Mayweather has been personally working with Terence Crawford, helping him fine-tune his skills for the big fight. With Mayweather's undefeated champion mindset in his corner, Crawford might be getting the ultimate edge before stepping into the ring with Canelo.
Hold me back.
When the airport incident erupted, Floyd Mayweather was one of the first to react. While the headlines were already making waves, Mayweather didn't hold back. He warned that while Terence Crawford is a seasoned fighter, he needs to approach Canelo with more focus than ever before. And coming from Floyd, that's not advice to take lightly. After all, Mayweather is the only fighter to have officially defeated Canelo, so if anyone knows what it takes to win, it's him.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? You know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boy, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been.
Floyd Mayweather isn't sugarcoating anything. He's giving Terence Crawford a serious reality check. He's making it clear that this isn't just another fight. It's a career-defining moment, and it comes with real danger. If Crawford isn't fully locked in, things could go downhill fast. Mayweather has been in this position before, and he knows the risks. He's reminding everyone that while Crawford is an elite fighter, he's stepping into the ring with Canelo. One mistake could end the fight in an instant. And let's be real, Floyd has a point. Taking to social media, he didn't hold back. He acknowledged Crawford's greatness, but warned that jumping up 2 weight classes to face Canelo is no small move. In boxing, it's not just about taking big risks. It's about making smart decisions. If Crawford isn't careful, this fight could be a brutal wake-up call.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean?
But here's where things get even more intense. Canelo didn't just ignore Crawford at the airport. Reports say he later told his team that Crawford doesn't deserve his respect until they're face-to-face in the ring. In Canelo's eyes, Bud is just another challenger, not someone on his level. If Crawford was already fired up, this just added fuel to the fire. Now he's stepping into this fight with one goal, proving Canelo wrong. And from the way things are shaping up, he's bringing nothing but bad intentions to the ring.
Looking great. Thank you. I will come to. Looking great. Thank you. I will come to.
By the time they arrived at Turki Al-Sheikha's residence, the tension was impossible to ignore. As a businessman, Turki had to step in and play the peacemaker. Photos surfaced of him standing between both fighters, but despite the attempt to keep things professional, the energy in the room told a different story. Neither man was smiling, and neither looked comfortable. That can only mean one thing: war is coming. With September locked in, this rivalry has reached a dangerous level. Crawford is making a bold move, jumping up 2 weight classes to face Canelo, and many doubt whether he can handle the size and power difference. But with the fire he's bringing now, this isn't just another challenge. It's shaping up to be the fight of his life.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it. And lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3, and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Canelo's not facing Crawford just yet. First, he's got a fight with William Skull on May 3rd to reclaim his undisputed super middleweight crown. Some fans are calling it a warm-up, but here's the twist. If Canelo steps into the Crawford fight with all 4 titles at 168 pounds, it will only make their showdown even more epic.
What do you think of Crawford saying you have to move up to 68 and fight the winner of Canelo Alvarez at 68?
I commend them for it. And it takes a lot of balls to do it. A lot of courage, but it also takes, more importantly, it takes believing in yourself. So I commend Crawford for it.
Let's tackle the big question, the weight difference. Crawford has never fought at 168 pounds, so this marks a significant 14-pound jump from his last fight. Many are wondering if he's biting off more than he can chew. But remember, Canelo started his career at welterweight, the same division where Crawford became undisputed. So, while the jump is huge, it's not as if it's never been done before.
I can't go down anymore. But you know, like he say, you know, when they ask him for the Gervonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because then everybody's gonna say it's too small, it's too small, it's too small, and then, you know, he need to enjoy his fight. He deserve it. He deserve it. I like Spence, but you know, I like Spence and all the respect for him and everything. But I knew. I think is the type of fight Terence Crawford is different. Went 68, but like I say, like he say, nobody's gonna give me credit for that.
Thank you very much.
If anyone knows the secret to beating Canelo Alvarez, it's Floyd Mayweather. And let's be honest, Terence Crawford couldn't have chosen a better mentor. Floyd is the only fighter to have officially defeated Canelo, and he didn't just win. He dominated him for 12 rounds back in 2013. Sure, Canelo was younger then, but the lessons from that fight are still incredibly relevant today. Top trainer Ronnie Shields recently broke it all down. If Crawford wants to beat Canelo, he needs to follow Floyd's game plan. Shields isn't concerned about the weight difference like others are, because he knows boxing isn't just about raw power. It's about IQ, footwork, and control. That's how Floyd took Canelo down. He controlled the pace, landing shots, and then getting out before Canelo could counter. He kept Canelo off balance, forcing him to reset again and again, never letting him settle into a rhythm. That's exactly the approach Crawford needs to take. Shields laid it out. Bud has to stay loose, keep moving, and never become an easy target.
And I gotta ask you, man, because I know you were about 17, 18 at the time. When Floyd Mayweather fought Arturo Gatti, I'm just curious, did you watch that fight?
Of course. I still watch it.
Right. Because it was that kind of... Because I'm asking because when you fought Ndongo at 140, you looked really great that night, too. Same weight class Floyd that we fought Gatti.
Right.
I'm not asking hypothetical who would win, but do you think that night you were right there with Floyd on the night he fought Gatti?
Of course. I'm always thinking that I'm on a higher level than a lot of people give me credit. It's just me with the confidence that I have in myself.
Being that he was the previous pound-for-pound king before you, does he get a little more attention than other great fighters from you when it came to studying him on the way up?
Of course.
What'd you take from him?
It was my era. You know, the whole hit and not get hit, and to make the adjustments that he's made to certain fighters. You know, he's the king.
So, you think you guys got a lot in common?
In some aspects, yeah, we do.
How are you guys different?
We both box. I think, you know, I take more chances.
Excuse me, Crawford.
You know, right now. But earlier in his career, he was taking a lot of chances as well. So, you know, it just depends on which Floyd Mayweather you talk about. Do you talk about money or do you talk about Pretty Boy? Because Pretty Boy was the seek and destroy fighter.
You're more like Pretty Boy, probably, right?
Right. But then, you know, he started having hand injuries, so he couldn't really keep up with the same, you know.
The crazy part? Canelo actually struggles against that style. We saw it in his fight against Dimitri Bivol in 2022. When Canelo couldn't cut off the ring, he got frustrated and started throwing wild punches. Bivol was quick to exploit that weakness. But Floyd? He mastered that strategy. And now, he's passing on everything he knows to Crawford, giving him the tools to take advantage of Canelo's flaws.
Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm going to always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Mayweather has been by Crawford's side ever since this fight was announced, helping him get ready. And after seeing how focused Canelo is, Floyd is making it crystal clear, Bud can't afford to slip up, not even for a second. Canelo might be one of boxing's biggest stars, but he knows facing Terence Crawford is a whole different challenge. And let's be real, he didn't just decide to take this fight on a whim. It was a calculated move. Canelo knew that if he avoided Crawford, the boxing world would never let him hear the end of it.
Canelo running from Benavides. What is that? I mean, imagine if I ever ran from anybody. Like, did I run from somebody in my career? No. Did Chavez run from somebody in his career? No. Chavez was 87-0. Imagine that. So to me, that's the all-time greatest fighter.
Mayweather has been by Crawford's side ever since this fight was announced, helping him get ready. And after seeing how focused Canelo is, Floyd is making it crystal clear, Bud can't afford to slip up, not even for a second. Canelo might be one of boxing's biggest stars, but he knows facing Terence Crawford is a whole different challenge. And let's be real, he didn't just decide to take this fight on a whim. It was a calculated move. Canelo knew that if he avoided Crawford, the boxing world would never let him hear the end of it.
The likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkanash know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp?
Huh?
When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
In
here.
camp? Training camp in March.
Okay, so
At the beginning of the middle of the February or March, yeah.
And there it is. Floyd Mayweather isn't just talking. He's giving Terence Crawford a clear warning. Canelo Alvarez is no joke, and whatever happened has only made the stakes higher. But the real question now is, will Crawford listen to Floyd's advice? Or will he stick to his own strategy and try to shock the world? One thing's for certain, this fight is shaping up to be one of the most intense chess matches in boxing history.
Terence Crawford couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
Floyd's concern definitely makes sense, considering the stakes and Canelo's experience. But Crawford has shown time and again that he's one of the most skilled fighters out there. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles the challenge. If you're as hyped for this showdown as we are, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Catch you in the next one.